planet.
We have to help them.
You coming?
Way ahead of ya!
Let's get to work.
I will reclaim our world.
Hey guys, Feral here. Welcome back to another video from yours truly. Today we're going to go through the state of play for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Now it just popped out earlier and my god, doesn't it look absolutely amazing. I'm just going to give my thoughts of it overall and just like dissect it a little bit, just see what we saw and anything that we didn't know before and just discuss it a little bit, eh? Let's begin. So first off, it just showed a bit more of the visuals, a bit of story, a bit of combat, just a little bit of everything before it really delved into it a lot further. The main objective, I believe, for today's showcase was actually to show off just how many different things you can do in this game other than just the main story. So one of the things they showed off right off the bat was the world map itself and just how big and epic it is with all the different places and regions that you'll be going to. They showed a lot of familiar places like Junon, Cosmo Canyon, and even the magical Golden Saucer. It also showed that besides the main game, there's going to be a lot of side content to this thing. So, for instance, there's going to be a lot of side quests that you can do and take from people, or as they refer to as odd jobs, as well as the many mini games that you can encounter and play along the way, especially at the Golden Saucer. They even have some new stuff like Queen's Gambit, which was a totally new card game which never featured in the original Final Fantasy VII. There's also this frog mini game we can see here, which looks pretty fun. You're also playing the violin, which you got these cute little kitties just listen along, which is absolutely adorable. You also got the returning mini games from the original as well, such as the boxing one featured here. You also got the motorbike racing game back, as well as probably the fan favorite of them all, the Chocobo Racing. So yeah, it's got a lot of bit of old and a little bit of new. Overall, you got this massive amount of content all packed in this large and expansive story game, which they said it's going to take you a good 100 hours to do. Now let's talk about the story for a moment. Now, not to go into too deep here, but it's really interesting to see where they're going with this because hey, this is totally different from the original. For instance, we have Zack, who we know that wasn't in the original game, is now alive in this timeline and trying to find out what's going on there.
I'm back.
You know, so you have some part here where he actually encounters Sephiroth and he goes, "No, not you." And it's like, wow, what's going on here? So again, when you see this part with Cloud stabbing Sephiroth there, and then Sephiroth whispers in his ear and he goes, "Very good, fill your heart with rage." It's really interesting to see what he means by that. We had a moment later on the trailer where Cloud kind of gets crazy and Tifa's gets really worried and Cloud's like almost turning into an evil guy for a moment. So yeah, it's really interesting to see where we go with the story, especially that we know that the timeline is completely different in this. We know that some things are going to play out the same and other things are going to play completely differently. So while we still have the story from the original in mind, we also have to think, hey, this is not going to play out exactly the same way, right? And to me, that's really fascinating because we don't really know where this is going to go. Anyway, going back to the trailer, at the end they showed just that combat, and it's the synergy system, which was featured in the Yuffie DLC. And yeah, that battle system was really fun where you could combo up with characters and perform these like big massive combo hits, which really looked flashy and was really awesome. And then at the end they went, boom, here's a demo dropping today, go download it and give it a shot. So as of right now, I'm sure there's thousands of people going on their PlayStations to download that baby, and I am one of them. And yeah, that's about it. It went for just a bit under 20 minutes long and it showcased what you needed to see. It showed off the world map, how big the areas are, showed off the mini games, side content, quests, intels, collectibles, side bosses. Like, holy, just so much packed into this game. it just really showed off not just what you're doing for the main story, but a lot of things outside of that, and just how big and massive this game's gonna be. So yeah, go download that demo if you can, and just in a couple weeks time we're gonna get our hands on this masterpiece. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed my thoughts on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth here, and if you liked it, hey, why don't you leave a like, why don't ya? Catch my future videos, make sure to subscribe. See you later.